Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications from when we post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. What I want to talk about today is how to hold stocks through a major stock market sell-off. And we are in one right now. We're in the most major correction we've had in years. Granted, the stock market has been going up pretty endlessly for the last 4 months, but we have, within 5 business days, given up 4 months of straight gains. So we had 4 months of straight gains, and now we're coming back here for looking at SPY. We've lost 4 months of gains in 5 days. I can't believe it. It's happened. We all knew that some sort of correction was going to happen, but nobody really believed it was going to be this serious. I know that the coronavirus is a serious threat to our communities, but the stock market sell-off is pretty exceptional in terms of how much has gone down in how many days. Most new traders, most new investors, millennials, those kind of things had never experienced a stock market sell-off like this. And what I want to talk about today is how to just kind of bear through the pain. And right now you're probably thinking like, oh no, all my stocks lost value. When I'm purchasing up in here, and this video is for long-term investing, not so much day trading or short-term investing. This is only for long-term investing. And what I have to say is, if you're looking to sell right now, is probably the worst time you can sell. And the reason why I say that is, if we go back to the huge drop in 2018, when we had a steep stock market sell-off as well. In 2018, if we're looking here, we had nice gains going up. Yes, we were red for the year, but then as the trade war heightened, we lost 20% in value, and we closed down at 234. So we hit 295, 294 area on SPY, and then we closed. We didn't close down at 234. We closed at like 250, 247, but it did hit 234, and people were panicking. They haven't seen that much loss in a long time, and now we're back at that. But I do want to say that the stock market can definitely afford this drop, because even if you're looking at it on a long-term basis, 3 years ago, SPY was 231, and now we're at 304. So we're still up considerably a lot. So panic selling right now, if you're planning to hold long-term, is probably one of the worst ideas that you can do, because you're going to lose your entries. You're going to be losing the potential to get dividends. Right now, if the people that panic sold down here at 234 only found that we're back, if they just waited a couple months, we're back to break even when things died down. Eventually, things are going to die down. It's not going to go up forever. The stock market's probably not going to go to zero. And if the stock market does go to zero, we're probably going to have bigger problems than worrying about our stocks. Okay, so worst time right now to sell is right now. So you just want to be mindful that, make sure when you're investing long term that you can bear short term pain. I haven't even logged into this account all week, because obviously it's going to be down from where it was when I did a video on this account like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, on long-term investing. And I wanted to follow up with this video because right now those positions are getting smacked. So if we go into the positions, I was up on Boeing, and now I'm down 41 bucks. My overall positions, I was up $800 on this account, and now I'm only up $400. So you're like, some people would panic and be like, oh no, my gains got cut in half within 5 days. What do I do? But I'm still profitable on this account. I'm still up 436. Even with this intense selling, so I'm not panicking. Teva, obviously I'm up the most right now, and at the time, last couple weeks ago, when I did my long-term investing video, the only stock I was red on was AT&T, and now I'm down $70 on that. I'm down $26 on Disney, and I'm down $40 on Boeing. And I'm still up on BYND, and I'm still up on Teva. And if we're looking at Boeing, Boeing is getting smacked, but it's back down here at a support level, 280, 290 area. If we're looking at AT&T, AT&T dropped, but it looks like it wants to bounce back up. So you just want to be patient. If it's a stock that you don't believe in 5 years from or 10 years from now, then sell. But if you're investing in long term in stocks that you believe in for the long term, then there's really no reason to sell these stocks. The only thing that I'm waiting for, like for Disney, Disney, we're down a little bit now after this major sell off. If it comes down to 110 or 90, 95, or even hundreds again, I'll be looking to add. When things die down, that's why you want to have cash in your account. See, we have cash in the account for times like this to average down, because then you're going to have a greater position. You're going to be able to build a greater position in a company that you've believed in long term for a better price. You're going to get more. You're going to be able to accumulate more shares. So when things die down, I'm not saying go buying every single dip that you see, because we don't know when this is going to stop. But eventually, it will stop. The pain will stop. The bleeding will stop. And if you're investing long term, you want to be able to invest in companies that you believe in. If you're investing in a company that isn't going to be around in 5 years, then there's no reason to hold it that long. You know what I mean? But like Disney, Boeing, AT&T, all those stocks are companies that I do believe in, and we're going to be doing great things 5 years, 10 years from now. So if I can accumulate shares now at a cheaper price for the long-term hold, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to wait for things to kind of shake out, see what happens, feel it. Obviously right now this gap is trying to close on Disney down here at 115. It did touch 118, 117 area today. So seeing what happens. You don't want to go on a buying spree, but you don't want to, and you don't want to sell. Best thing you can do right now is just sit in your hands, see where things are at. For long-term investing, you want to move slow. You don't want to move quick. That's the key for long-term investing. Don't check the numbers every day, day in, day out. If you're long-term investing, you really just want to set it up for success. Understand where pricing is at. Be cognizant of what the stock market is doing, but you don't have to be too involved. That's why we trade options, because that's for the day trading side of things. But for long-term stock holding, you don't want to be adjusting constantly, because you're going to end up losing. Buying and forgetting is the best thing you can do to compound your money over the long term for the stock market. So looking at these prices now, you may be getting a little nervous and everything, but the best thing that you can do right now is, yes, I see my gains were cut in half. I'm still profitable on the account. We're not down that much on these stocks overall. We had great positions on these stocks before the stock market sell-off. So, going back to break even or even higher isn't going to be that difficult. And if we do go lower and we do seem like we're going to stabilize, I will be looking for purchasing more shares and stabilizing. Obviously, I don't know if it's going to be this quarter. I don't know if it's going to be next quarter. We'll see. It could be a while. It could be towards the end of 2020. I don't know when I'm going to be planning on purchasing more shares, because I don't know when the stock market is going to slow down. I do not know when, all this bad news is going to be over with. We don't know. What we do know is what the price is, and can we handle the prices that the stocks are right now. And the answer is yes. Now, if we see a 50% correction right now, we can afford to go 50% loss on these, because I still believe in these stocks in the long term. And I will be willing to accumulate more shares at a cheaper price. And then when we go up, we're gonna have more shares. We're gonna have a lower cost average. And for 5 years, 10 years from now, when you look back to this day, you won't even remember it. You'll be like, oh, I'm glad that I got those shares. I'm glad that I didn't sell my stock. I'm glad that I was able to accumulate more shares, because over the long term, you want to compound your money, grow your money. And if you have no plans of retiring or doing any of that kind of thing in the near future, it's to your benefit to lower your cost average, get more shares, because most of these stocks here are dividend paying stocks. So if you have stocks that are dividend paying, you're going to want to average down, get more shares, because you'll be getting a dividend for each share that you have. So things that we need to be worried about, or not worried, but knowledgeable about, is if these companies start doing poor, are they going to start cutting their dividend? What's going to happen? We've known over the last couple of years, most of these stocks have increased their dividend. Stocks have been consistently increasing their dividend. And if we start seeing dividends cut, that will probably take some, you're not gonna. A lot of investors aren't gonna want to invest more money if they keep cutting dividends. So, just be mindful of where that dividend at. If they start to lower the dividend, what do they lower it to, and will that cover? Will the dividend be able to cover some of these losses in the short term? So, even though yes, we are losing right now on some of these stocks, the dividend will be able to cover us for the next couple quarters. So even if the stocks stay flat here, we're still going to be giving that dividend payment every quarter. So it'll make up for some of this loss here in the short term. And then long term, we'll be able to accumulate more shares. So definitely want to know what your thoughts are on long-term investing, how you are doing right now in the stock market. Did you sell everything in a panic? Are you accumulating more shares? Let me know in the comments below. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us for Cert.